Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land, and welcome to Live from Sparkwood in 21. This series chronicles the 1990s cult classic television series Twin Peaks, created by David Lynch and Mark Frost. Joining me on this journey are Superfans Last Call with Troy Pacelli, Netters Network, and Aged Boomer. Agent Cooper and Sheriff Truman launch their attempt to rescue Audrey Horne, but another threat awaits them, deep in the woods. So slide into a booth at the Double R Diner and order a damn fine cup of coffee and a heavenly slice of cherry pie, as we watch and discuss Episode 5 of Season 2, The Orchid's Curse. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Emoji Queen, Lady Mist. One of my lovely co-hosts, Netters Network. Friend of the channel, Dee Myers Jr. Faithful Blue Wrench. And the Bird Woman of YouTube, Connie Cleary. Evelyn Hampton, Quapla Admiral. JP, RPH1, another friend of the channel. Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. And don't worry, you didn't miss a thing. Somebody calling Troy or somebody, I don't know. Wrenches, keep an eye on this guy. He seems shifty. Geek Flag with Nate Knows. What is up, my people? Good to see you, Nate. Kristen Delorme's Vinyl Revival. Bonjour. Good to see you, sir. And, of course, Aged Boomer. Everyone is backstage, waiting patiently while I babble on. So I'm going to bring everyone on, of course. Troy.
Howdy, howdy.
Netter.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
And Boomer.
Hi. Supposed to say something else?
Right.
Well, I figured Christian said bonjour, so I was also replying. Bonjour, comment ça va? How are you?
Oh, and of course, hey, we can't have a show without my stalker in the house, Lady V Elements.
There she is.
Hi, lady.
Good evening.
I think I'm the only one she gives hugs to, though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get started with the show, I would like to make a quick little announcement. Some rather good news. Anyone who has been watching the channel is aware of my show, The Other Side of Midnight. And we had a surprise guest who kind of showed up in the chat.
Yeah.
And that was Film Threat's own Chris Gore.
Yeah.
And
I know,
first,
right?
Yeah. At first, I thought, okay, we're being totally trolled here. But nope. We were able to confirm it was, in fact, him. So we are my little channel's kind of moving up in the world here, and we're starting to get noticed by some big names.
Well,
And,
it helps when you have someone like Sin hanging out with you.
It does. And since that broadcast, not to toot my own horn here, but I've had a bit of a subscriber jump.
Nice.
Good.
And I am now, as of the beginning of this show, up to 434 subscribers. So I am edging ever closer to my 500 sub goal. So yeah, things are looking up for my my little channel here. And hello to my hold on, sorry, let me move that out. And hello, yes, Disney Sheepherder is also joining us. Good to see you, sir. You're going to have to change the name of your channel to Big Time Deleted Scenes. So, I'm definitely getting there. Yeah.
So how many subs is that you got recently?
Over 100 in like the last day and a half.
Dang. Hey, Chris, you want to come over to my channel?
Yeah, right.
So if any of those...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Troy.
I was going to say, I'm just playing the long game. I'm going to try and get mint salad on for the holiday special rewatch in November.
Mint salad.
At Autistic Boobs on Twitter. She's one of the she's guested on Toxic Femme.
Huh. Cool. Well, and I don't have any problem saying this on the show because I said it on the midnight show the other night, is that Chris Gore and Alan Ng are kind of like my holy grail. I kind of like to get them onto the midnight show at some point down the line, especially now that their series of reports are beginning to come out now. The D files, as they've been called, where we're finding out a little bit of what's been going on behind the scenes at Disney. It's
the D files.
The D files, yeah.
Midnight Says just dropped another video just a few minutes ago. I just put it into my watch later queue.
Right on.
I watched the video about DEI the other day that Chris Gore was on with the other guests. It's interesting.
And welcoming a new name to the chat, Spicy Peach.
Welcome.
Hopefully you are a Twin Peaks fan, and I want to remind everyone in the chat that the Cosme link to tonight's show, if you do not have your own physical copy of Twin Peaks, is pinned to the top of the chat. We are watching episode 5 of season 2, which is the 12th episode after the pilot. D Files is this private collection you have going.
D minus files. D minus files.
The D minus files. Yeah,
at least that's how I'm reading it.
Yeah, if only I had that kind of. If only I had those kind of CIs behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of private collections, remember what I always say: own physical media, even if you have to make it yourself.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's get on with tonight's episode. We have at the end of last week's episode, we have Cooper and Truman teaming up to go across the border and rescue Audrey Horne from the clutches of Jean Renault and his evil minions over at his remaining minions, because he retired one.
That guy was a loser.
He is. Emery Battis is no longer with us, and there was much rejoicing. And yeah, so we're going to. This is basically Extraction Twin Peaks style. This is what we're going to be seeing tonight.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. And of course, in the previous episode, we have Donna locating Laura's diary, which Laura left in the hands of Harold Smith. And we have Leland Palmer under arrest for the, I guess we could call it a murder, right? Of Jacques Renault, even though Jacques, let's be honest, kind of a scumbag, but still,
I get what the judge and Cooper and everything, what they're all saying. Innocent until proven guilty. You don't get the right to murder someone. They haven't had a fair trial, any of that kind of stuff.
Very true.
But 30 years on and knowing everything I know, if it had been my daughter, yep, him and what's his name? Leo, absolutely. Everybody that had anything to do with the abuse of his daughter, and the murderer, we're not gonna.
You know what's interesting?
What I was saying.
We have a movie that basically goes into that same scenario. It's called Last House on the Left by Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Don't everybody talk at once. No. Okay.
Wait, why?
I think that's everything I really want to say about the previous. I'm ready to get into the current one.
Okay. Okay, so shall we jump into it then?
Sure.
Yes.
All righty. Loading up on my end. And hello to everyone. Please join us on Cosme. The link is at the top of the chat. And I also want to remind everyone that you do not need your own personal Cosme account in order to watch. You just have to have the link.
Right.
So
I need to because I need to host it.
Whoa.
Well, you really must.
I mean, technically, I'm in there twice. I'm logged in as the host, and I'm also an anonymous something or other watching it.
I'm an anonymous chameleon because chameleons are cool.
It's all that.
I'm me.
I'm me.
Who are you? This is me. Okay, good.
Actually, you're
all right.
Troy.
I told you I am in as the host, and I am also in as an anonymous something.
Well, if you type something, they tell you who you are.
Whenever you're ready, deleted scenes.
All right. Whoever can guess who the anonymous something Troy is in the background, you win a set of steak knives. And the second prize is you're fired. Okay, no, that's I'm sorry. Moving on.
Oh, we got to do a mammoth watch party.
We got to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about that scene. I'm sure Troy and I have different interpretations, so I want to get into it.
We got to do Glengarry Glen Ross, and I would really like to do Spartan.
Okay.
With Val Kilmer. That's a really good one, too.
Then we also got to get American Buffalo in there.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I saw a live production of that. I really liked it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who was in it? Anybody familiar?
Yes, but I am drawing a blank right now. I'll have to pull out my old bills.
Okay. All right. No worries. All right. So, folks, we went off on a. You've got some Mammoth fans here in the house. So, all right. Twin Peaks, Season 2, Episode 5, The Orchid's Cursed. It's the 12th episode after the pilot. And we are going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
You know, I heard that Flappy got into a fight with the log lady because he suggested that her log would make an excellent bird feeder.
I could see that. Flappy was very, very insensitive.
Yes.
What was I was going to say? Oh, yeah. I really do think, though, that there are a number of different writers and directors that either had an influence on David Lynch or were influenced by David Lynch. I think that Mammoth is like required, if you're diving into a David Lynch deep dive. It is. Bison and buffalo are actually two different. I forget how the categorization goes. Two different subspecies or two different species of the same gene. I forget. They have one in Italy and they have one here in the United States, and they're slightly different, but it's the close. If you could get buffalo milk, you can make the closest to real Italian mozzarella cheese.
Mm-hmm. And hello to Emotionally Unstable Amphibian.
Oh, haven't seen that in a while.
Oh, the recorder, yeah.
Maybe he's fighting with Diane. Didn't feel like talking to her.
I love when he wakes up in the morning. He looks like Ed Grimley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brownie points it for those of you that know who Ed Grimley is.
I don't know, the way his hair is sticking up, I'm thinking Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Didn't think of that. Thanks. Now I can't get that out of my head.
Now I imagine Agent Cooper being part of a yoga group.
Yeah, totally. It kind of fits the whole, Buddhist, Welcome, Big Al. Good to see you, my friend.
Oh, hey. Hello, Big Al. Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late dropping by. Got into a film. Elky's Erotic Nights. No. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
We're just spiraling down tonight, aren't we?
Just like when you're a kid and you decide to lay on the couch upside down to have the blood rush to your head and see what happens.
Did you catch that? It was
What?
Because he was doing the headstand that he saw Audrey's note.
Yep.
I did forget something, right? I love that they tie it back.
Why she gotta be cryptic about it? Why didn't she?
But you think about it, I was just thinking this as he was reading it. It's cryptic to most people, but he knows exactly what it means. It's like all but obvious to him.
Yeah, that was in case somebody else intercepted the note.
Right, exactly.
I still think they got crummy maids if they never found that. That means that they're not really cleaning the room well.
No.
Yeah, well, you don't want to know about how they clean rooms.
Oh, that's why I don't like staying in hotels. They're disgusting.
Sure.
Well, yeah, I can understand her concern.
I've been to Tacoma myself. Lovely, lovely part of the country, Washington State.
Sometimes the can-do girls can't.
Have to watch out for bears in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay, I'm going to find out what I am. Apparently, I am an anonymous panther. It's Squiggy.
Squiggy.
May he rest
The
in
late,
peace too.
great
My gosh.
David Lander. Yeah.
You anonymous panther, you.
Sorry. Sure it was.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they're not having to pay for that. Did you say it's
Whoa!
hit it hard like a woman?
She looks good in black.
Yeah.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously a short in his doohickey.
I don't notice such stuff. I choose to allow the art to flow over me.
Mm.
Yeah, and you pull this leg, it plays Jingle Bells.
Indeed.
Okay, there's another problem there because now he's not going to be able to reach the control to stop the thing.
Might come in handy if Leo becomes like Frankenstein and is, I don't know. Just...
I told you wouldn't be able to reach the switch.
Well, I can kick it.
I agree, that would be fun, but the bruises you're going to end up with later, especially on your hips and thighs.
Toad's always eating.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that if he was pleading not guilty, he'd be trying to plead to a lesser charge. That's actually really good. Oh, he's not facing me.
And he's not balder than I thought he was. When he turned his head, you
Yeah,
can see he's got this
yeah.
really bad bald spot.
Well, Darth Praxis, welcome. And you know what? This is why we keep telling people, even if you think you're subscribed, double check, because YouTube likes to unsub you.
Indeed. And thank you for resubbing, Darth Praxis. We are 10 minutes and 30 seconds into episode 5 of season 2 of Twin Peaks. The Cosme link is at the top of the chat. Please join us there.
And of course, you can subscribe as many times as you want, as long as you do it an odd number of times.
What's the meal? What is it?
He didn't say.
I bet it's turkey and dressing.
Oh, I had the lasagna.
Turkey would be fine. He's drinking a white wine.
I missed part of that. What will she give him in return for reading the diary?
Her life story.
Yeah. Yep. Now you're obligated to let her read it.
Is that a fake? Are those fake books on the bottom?
I'm not sure they're fake books. I think they're just on a swivel ledge.
Okay.
Man, this will be hard.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey.
Well, in fairness, Nate, your house, your rules, you can drink anything you want. But you're right. I do think they pair Pinot and Zinfandel with turkey as well.
Damn it, woman. He's going to derail. Stop. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to turn to dust because, the sunlight hit him.
I think she was trying to help him get over his fear. That's not the way to go about it.
Ah! Just Leo.
Yes.
Yeah, but how do we know that's not what it looked like before his accident?
Yeah.
Actually, that's a legitimate legal defense there.
I got hired for this part because I could say that word. He's almost out already.
Thought they were talking about Leland. I missed something somewhere. It's an abomination.
Right. I'm kind of wondering if the judge would normally suspend any charges against Leo until he's capable of standing trial, or if they could try him in absentia, to which he could appeal if and when he wakes up.
Yeah, but here I have a question. What if he woke up in 30 years and like he was sentenced for 29 or something? I don't know. Think about that moral conundrum.
Technically, he couldn't begin his. They couldn't
Trial.
really start his penalty until
He was conscious.
Oh, I got a recipe for those.
That looks pretty neat. She should really be wearing blue.
I'm sitting there going, is that blue milk?
Because doesn't blue like denote innocence?
I guess you'd have to zero in on what it means in this context. It makes me, that's the same hue as the blue rose, so
yeah,
I think it represents mystery here.
But here's what's interesting. Cooper says he's only been there 12 days. It seems like a heck of a lot longer than 12 days.
Yeah, but we are on episode 12.
It's because these days were packed.
Right.
With different things. And when your days are busy and you're experiencing new things, time does pass more slowly.
On average, it was one episode per day. It doesn't always go exactly because sometimes, we span a night or whatever, but.
Yes, but that also means that Cooper healed off from the gunshot to the gut.
Power of mind over matter. He's been meditating.
And here we have Nadine finally home. And yeah.
Maybe this Nadine's an improvement, though, huh?
It kind of is.
I like that. Wow.
She seems more fun.
Yeah. She actually is. Whoops.
She's really strong.
Yowzer.
That will be Ed's look for the remainder of the season.
Now she's reminding me of someone that like a Batman villain.
I'm telling you, I don't know if it's scary or sexy.
Meanwhile,
Right.
Oh.
money, 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 money.
Right.
Dun, 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 dun,
Now, of course, this is the 80s, so you think of Japan, you think money, right?
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So,
Let's talk.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
Let's talk Turkish or Japanese or whatever you want to talk.
I don't think
Look,
that Bruce.
we
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
that we can't have you both sneaking around. It's like crossing the streams or something.
Right.
I was just thinking with all those millions, I thought of Brewster's Millions for some reason.
I forgot to
Yeah,
it
that's
must be
Japanese. Yeah.
Oh, right. I also forgot that they have rounder eyes, so that would be Japanese.
I don't know about that, but
No, Japanese have rounder eyes.
I wouldn't put too much stake in the shape of Takamura's eyes there.
Yes, I know, and you know, so shut up. But yeah, Japanese have rounder eyes, still with the weird eyelid things, like but Chinese have more almond-shaped eyes.
Okay.
But excuse me, who's the FBI agent here? Thank you.
Well, that's always a creepy place to do an exchange.
Sure.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah, anonymous dolphin. I gotta tell you, those walls are beautiful in person. As far as I know, they're still there and they're still up like that.
Yeah, because when we went, they
It's
they do have that kind of orange cast to them like that. They're really beautiful.
2013, 2016, something like that. No, not any smell that I can think of other than the pine in the air. Her life is in your hands, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, they are fake books. Okay.
Yeah.
but she's just become very duplicitous.
Oh,
Strawberries.
The strawberries. I don't know anything about the strawberries.
He's wanting to wipe his fingers off on her blouse.
Anonymous Dolphin asks if you like strawberries.
I love strawberries.
I mean, really, who doesn't?
Yeah. I'm all for them.
oh boy.
He's got notes all over the place.
What the heck? Organize, Andy.
Well, Itchy Morris.
I want to look that up.
Sperm count.
What the
In other words, he could have gotten her pregnant.
Maybe.
He's like, okay.
Keep pumping them out until you catch one. Yeah, exactly.
Don't ask. No, that's a broom closet. Oh, thank God. The only true sane one.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I can help her.
Mm-hmm. He knows. He's a Jedi. You know who this show needs? Mark Singer.
Oh my gosh, that would be cool.
As a lawyer, maybe. What do you think?
Okay, my post-it notes never stick that good.
They made him better back then.
Actually, I'd like to see him to come into town as a photojournalist.
I think he misdialed.
No.
No.
He saw a number she'd written down and mistook what it was for. Wow.
Oh, damn it. Now this one's not talking to me.
What's he eating there? Is it a
I don't know, pot pie?
Yeah, I think it's a pot pie.
Okay, now I want one.
I know,
Thanks,
right?
James.
Pot pies are nice. They have good ones in Boston.
E.T. on home.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Reese's Pieces. Oh no. Stop that.
Impressive. She remembered all three. Yes, Betty Nesmith. She was Mike Nesmith's mother. That's right.
Huh. Well, they had more practice, start practice.
Yeah. So this is interesting. This is the same story from Laura's diary, except from her point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's watching real close.
I can't get used to all these people smoking.
I know. There's a lot of elements of addiction. The cigarettes, the coffee, obviously the drugs, even the donuts.
Right, now I want a donut. See what you started.
Sorry. Sometimes they are lit and you can see it. Yeah. Yeah, there are stage play elements to it. Absolutely. Well, keep in mind, right now, she's his only real contact to the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's going to be attentive. The owls are not what they
Not
seem.
what they seem. Oh.
Whoa.
I mean, pretty effective.
And they got the door open. I'm kind of surprised that Cooper doesn't have like shoe polish on his face to not have reflective light. I mean, if you're going to bother dressing black,
yeah.
And hello, Slobberjaw.
Hello, hello.
Tiberian baths. Is it like Tiberius?
I suppose. Yeah, see, that's why they're not made up, so that they have some plausibility when they're walking through the hallways. Keep those eyes wide shut. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, at least in that regard, he's being honest, right?
She's drinking her coffee.
from a certain point of view.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shaped like a lower lip, landing platform for pollinating
He's demonstrating.
Insects. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Boy, he had great hair.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaky flower boy. Yeah, it was cute from his perspective. She's betraying him, you know? She's gained his confidence and she's betraying him. So here Cooper's trying to rescue Audrey Horne, and Donna is trying to get the diary away from what's his name?
Harold
Smith, right?
Does he see it?
Yup.
Yeah. First, I gotta take her out.
Yup.
Oh,
I'd have taken the knife. Perfect way to cut her out. Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah. No, both sisters. Okay. Whoops.
Yeah.
Saw that coming.
Oof.
Miss.
Let's get the heck out of here.
Notice the floor is red here. Is that significant for any reason?
To cover up things like this.
Oh.
But yeah, it fits the whole red light district thing.
Hey, this guy.
Have I seen him in stuff before?
Oh, yeah. He's been in a ton of stuff.
What has his gun, though? Oh.
Yup.
Seriously, dude? I want my knife back.
Yeah, it's a good knife.
Was that a deer antler handle?
Oh, Poopy.
Can it be now?
Well, that came back to bite him, didn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I am not good at this. We're teenagers, for Pete's sake. Not exactly the Scooby Gang.
Give it up and leave. Jeez.
Oh, God.
Like, really?
I know everything. I understand everything I need to understand.
Mm-mm. Ah.
They certainly know how to end an episode.
Yes, they do.
Wow. Yeah, that ketchup looked painful.
Laura
I
didn't
mean,
like.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
that's the interesting thing, right? There's clearly some mental unwellness there, but at the same time, there's something very respectable about trying to keep Laura's secret. He was entrusted with something, and he takes that seriously.
Mhm.
Not to mention, he's just been very badly hurt by someone he was falling for. There's really no explanation that Donna can give that is going to make up for that. Yeah, that's pretty heavy duty.
Yeah.
Now we have Audrey's rescued. Well, you presume. I mean, I don't think it's a big spoiler. They're probably going to get her back just fine. She's going to have a rough road. Well, in theory, she's going to have a really rough road ahead now. She's addicted to heroin.
Mm-hmm.
But if she wasn't already totally crushing on Agent Cooper,
Yeah.
This
is going to bump it up a couple of notches.
Exactly.
You saved me.
Yeah, exactly. She's got that whole damsel thing going now. That makes Cooper's position with her all the more awkward for him, as we will start learning more about his past as we get further into this season.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jacques Renault.
Go ahead. I was going to say, you go.
Jacques Renault versus Jean Renault.
Jean.
Okay.
Jean. Yeah. Jacques the dead one.
Yes, I get them confused.
And the younger brother is also deceased as of season 1.
So was he the big villain this episode?
This episode, I would say, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I mean, heck, he even took out Blackie,
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's see. What was I gonna?
And left his girlfriend behind, who's her sister. So.
And what's interesting is that we see that Hank was hired by Benjamin as, I don't know, as a spy or as a backup. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say backup. Make sure everything goes down okay. Make sure she gets home safely. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess theoretically, we really haven't gotten anything in this episode that has advanced the Laura Palmer plot.
No.
I mean, you can see they're still working on it by trying to get the diary, stuff like that, but no additional clues for us there or anything like that.
Yeah. And that's really an issue that people had back in the day about season 2 was that they did feel that the show kind of meanders a bit. And there's going to be a point when we get to it where there is a subplot that I think is completely unnecessary.
Yeah, there was actually probably a couple. But because of the richness of the setting, what we now call world building, right? Especially when you say things like Twin Peaks as a place is as much a character in it as anyone else, right? That's why you actually care so much about all these people and all these stories, even if they don't directly tie into Laura. And that's the other element. We were just talking about how every episode is approximately one day in their real time, right?
Yeah.
Whereas your regular procedural, you would have 1 hour to witness the murder, get all the clues, get a red herring in, and then solve the murder by the end. This is a little bit more like, everybody talks about realism. It's, not realistic. This is really real. This is actually a little bit closer to realism. You don't, if you are Agent Cooper or you are Sheriff Truman, you aren't just, 24/7 working on one case. You have other things going on, plus you have a personal life, plus all this stuff. And when you're following a show that every hour is one day, you're seeing a lot of those elements. Very interesting method of storytelling. And I think he was intentionally challenging, at the risk of bringing this up, although this is an appropriate way. He was subverting expectations, right? That's a lot of what David Lynch does, but he subverts expectations in a good way if you're paying attention. Start the series over again. I'll tell you what, Darth Praxis, I can't tell you how many times I've watched it all the way through. I was saying, was it last week or the week before? For as many times as I've seen it, I still pick up new stuff every single time I watch it. And it really does inspire you to imagine the expanded story. We don't have a lot of, in like Star Wars and Star Trek and all that kind of stuff. There's not a lot of expanded universe type stuff with books and comics and novels, that fill in more story. But there's enough said that in your mind you can imagine. There's a lot of implied story. A couple of weeks back we were talking about how they could totally do a prequel, a generation earlier, where you have Big Ed and Nadine and their whole generation in high school together. But you don't need to, because we basically know the salient details of what happened, and you could fill in the extraneous details.
Maybe a movie though.
That would be nice.
Maybe not an entire series, maybe a movie detailing that. That might be interesting.
I would love that, but I don't see it happening. But yeah, it would be great. Actually, at this point, because of the connection with Showtime now for season 3, I think what would probably end up happening is either a mini series on Showtime or just like a Showtime original movie.
And I would like to add, for some of the newer people who are joining us tonight, because there are a couple, remember that I have not yet seen season 3. And when we get to it, that it's going to be a first watch for me. So if anybody has any skinny on season 3, please do not put it in the chat. There are a couple of things that I think I figured out already, but
I don't think there's.
I kind of want to keep it to a minimum.
I don't feel like there's a lot of. I think there are some fans that were disappointed by it, but I think that as you watch it, a lot of it is like, this makes sense. I could kind of see where, the trajectory was going this way for these characters. And there's some surprises, but you still probably go, okay, I can see it. you know. Of course, there's the, you know, really woo-woo type stuff that you would expect from Twin Peaks, and you just go, well, I'm going to have to watch this about 25, 26 more times before I have a good working theory, you know.
You know, I mean, I just had an idea about something tonight that I hadn't considered. And again, when we get to it, I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
But I just made kind of another connection that I hadn't considered. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, here I am, you know, 30 years later, and I'm still guessing, you know.
Yep.
Does this mean Ben Horne gets his money back? Because they didn't use it to get Audrey.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I would give the money to Audrey, and she can put it in a safe place somewhere. You know,
I don't think it'll all fit in her bra.
I'm just saying. Yeah, you know what I mean.
What's
You
the same
know,
place?
Maybe the bank vault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll hold off on the bank vault till
We're
the last
getting to
episode,
that, folks. Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, good episode. I'm glad to see the responses from the chat too. You know, the whole idea was if you've already seen it, maybe we could refine your take and your theory and help you out with some of the details. If it's your first time, it's a great way to get your feet wet in Twin Peaks, you know.
Poor Harold.
You do kind of feel a little bit sorry for him. You know, he really is, you know, as much as like Leland is trapped in prison right now, you know, he's, well, jail actually. He's not really in prison, he's in jail, being held on charges of murder. Here you got Harold, who's literally in a prison of his own making. You know, whatever his background is, whatever's caused this agoraphobia, you know, he just can't leave his house. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal.
Can we watch Dual Spires? Well, you know, I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah.
We do have Dual Spires.
We do have it. Yep.
Okay, cool.
We could absolutely do a Dual Spires watch. Like I said, I think the first thing we'll do as soon as season 2 is over is we'll get an episode. I'll let you guys see the special biopic of Flappy the bird.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing that happened, you know. And we still also have to do a dive into Dale Cooper's authorized biography and the Diane, the audio tapes of Dale Cooper. We'll get into those as well before we get into season 3.
It says 2 nights ago I was watching TV late, regular TV, and Fire Walk with Me came on, was showing on some channel. I turned it really quick because I didn't want to know anything. I can understand that.
Yep. Hold off because we will get into that.
We'll there soon enough.
We're coming back to that. Yeah.
We also have to decide whether we're going to watch the theatrical release or the the missing piece fan edit.
You know, I got to be honest. Now that I've seen it, I'm kind of preferring the fan edit.
Okay, we could do that. I've definitely got no worries.
Personally, I mean, again, that's because I mean, you're still getting you are getting the movie, but you're also getting some fill in the blanks because, you know, as I stated when we watched it back on the Friday Night Last Call,
yeah,
that was a fan edit that was put together by somebody who took great care to the timeline of events. And the missing pieces are exactly that. They really do fill in the blanks. They're fill in the blanks, find a couple of more blanks, but thank you to Max. And yeah, it's interesting. I'm like I said, I'm to the point to where that's the version. It might not be an official version, but I prefer it.
Yep.
But wasn't the missing pieces included on the Criterion DVD and Blu-ray?
Yeah,
Firewalk with Me.
It was on the most recent Blu-ray.
Okay.
Blu-ray from the Blu-ray collection.
Yeah. Another that reminds me of Lynch, but far darker and weirder, is Cronenberg. Yeah.
Well, Cronenberg is a lot more overt with his imagery. I think there's a lot that Lynch does that's implied that could be every bit as dark and weird as Cronenberg.
You ever see The Brood by David Cronenberg?
Parts. I've seen parts.
I messed up movie.
I do know that is one of the ones I'm going to have to see eventually.
Yeah, it's worth seeing.
Well, all of his movies are messed up, but I'm assuming Crimes of the Future is no different. I haven't seen that yet. And his son is a chip off the old block too. With his
really,
he's got a few out right now.
I don't think I've seen anything of his.
Did you know that Cronenberg was offered the directorial option to direct Top Gun?
I did not. That's
he turned it down.
Well, yeah.
That's like David Lynch doing Return of the Jedi, right? That's like, this is not a fit.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that. I wonder what Return of the Jedi would have been like if David Lynch had directed it. Let's face it. There's a difference between a film that David Lynch directs and wrote and, one that he just directs, right? So I still think, we still would have gotten the same basic story from Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Just with more weirdness.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
But yeah, that's the other thing too. Dune was basically, there was a lot that Lucas took from Dune when he made Star Wars, and there was a lot of the movie Dune that came from Star Wars. So I mean, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It's it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Anybody see the trailer for the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare with Henry Cavill, filmed by Guy Ritchie? I have not watched the trailer yet because I'm considering maybe doing a trailer reaction for it. I don't know, but when and if I do see that trailer, I am going to have something to say. Yeah.
Yep.
But I haven't seen it yet. No, I don't know about the rest of the panel.
But next week, another episode of Twin Peaks. I've actually already got it queued up. I'm ready with that. I think you get a little bit of a reprieve, deleted scenes, because I think the next thing coming up is Thursday. Am I right?
Yes, that's right. Will be my weekend update program, which is my opportunity to touch base with my subscribers and let everybody know what I'm going to be doing over the weekend.
Yep. I think that's right after Netter's Thursday Things. Who's your guest Thursday Things, lady?
My guest on Thursday Things this week will be Clifton 3D.
Clifton 3D. Yep. Looking forward to that. So Thursday's a pretty full night. Friday. I don't know what we're going to be talking about on Friday. Agent Boomer, any thoughts? Yeah, I'll definitely be having a good stiff drink this week.
I don't know. Probably not. Probably. I'm trying to think. What if we had plans for Friday? We did the Korean dramas last week.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll think of something.
I could probably get the Norwegian stuff put together.
What Norwegian stuff? What are you talking about?
I had talked about looking at some movies and whatnot from the Scandinavian countries that are really good that a lot of Americans might not have heard of, and they are great alternatives to a lot of the crap that's coming out of Hollywood.
All right. We could try that.
So maybe let me see if I can get a decent list together. Then we'll get it going.
All right.
Actually, maybe I should put that off a week because I want to try and get. Do
you want me to talk about the Italian stuff?
We could do Italian. Let's do Italian. Let's do Italian on Friday, and I'll try to line up a guest for the Norwegian.
Gotcha. Sounds like a plan.
And so that will be Friday. Saturday. Let me think. Saturday is whose movie is it on Saturday? Is that yours or Big Al's?
Netter, I believe it's yours.
Yeah, it's mine because we just did. Was it Sky Captain or something?
Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow was
so
Saturday. Yours is something in the D's.
Dagon.
Right. The Spanish, set in Spain, H.P. Lovecraft story. Yeah. It's. Have you guys all seen that? I know you have, right? Deleted Scenes.
Believe it or not, no, I haven't actually.
Oh, okay. How about you, Agent Boomer?
A long time ago, I remember seeing.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so you something for you to enjoy. Then this Saturday, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. And then Sunday is, all Deleted Scenes all the time. Why don't you let us know what you're doing, Deleted Scenes?
Well, I was originally going to skip Unscripted and The Other Side of Midnight this week to do a 300 sub celebration.
Oh.
But as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I have surpassed that by quite a bit over the last couple of days.
Pretty impressive. You jumped by over 130 past that.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. And so I don't 100% know what I'm going to be doing on Sunday anymore.
You could do a 300 subscribers plus 130.
I might.
How about subscribe explosion?
Yeah.
Well,
congratulations, though. That is pretty awesome.
Thank you.
It's like, okay, so I want you back on my channel. Bring
Right.
Chris with you.
Exactly. Exactly right.
Well, also Thursday in as well as my weekend update show, I will be joining Jedi Bill for Action Theater, and we're going to be watching Face Off.
Oh yeah, remember that Face Off.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Remember Nick Cage as Castor Troy, right? In the beginning of that.
I have seen parts of it. I've never seen it all the way through.
John Travolta too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big summer blockbuster when that came out. That was the movie of the summer, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same summer as Armageddon?
Possibly.
I think Armageddon was the year after, I think.
Okay. All right.
But I could be wrong.
The 90s blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
Which were hit or miss. Usually more miss than hit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 80s had better blockbusters, let's be honest here. It just did. Face Off.
Mm-hmm.
John Woo's Hollywood turn. I remember that. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to be joining Bill also Sunday afternoon, also at 3 p.m. Eastern, for Western Cinema Presents, and we're going to be watching Maverick with James Garner, Mel Gibson, and Jodie Foster.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Evelyn Hampton is asking, isn't Dagon a kaiju movie?
I mean, I suppose from a certain point of view, it kind of is, but it doesn't focus on the giant, kaiju. It's kind of like in the background, or at the bottom of the sea, depending on how you look at it. It's really a character-driven story. I mean, come hang out with us on Saturday. If you haven't seen it before, see it. I probably will do a little bit of talking about how it differs from the source material, but it's not. It's more about the ambiance and feel of it than it is about all the literal details.
Right. Yeah. And I want to remind everyone that on Monday, I will be simulcasting a broadcast with Sin's Corner, Mystery Movie Night at the Regal. This is going to be a regular thing that we are now going to be doing, and so find out what the movie will be, and any guesses?
Or if not a guess, what are you hoping it's going to be?
What?
The Blob.
I heard they're redoing The Blob again.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I have no idea.
It's gonna be CG, isn't it?
I mean, aren't there a bunch of other? Well, aren't there a bunch of other movies that haven't been remade? 3 times that they.
Here's an idea. Maybe stop remaking movies and do something original for once.
I am with you, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't see me going to the theater to see it either.
Right.
I'm past the point. I'm past the point. Hollywood, they're working my last nerve. I think the Jurassic Park reboot set me off, and it's not even about political correctness at this point. It's just like I'm just done. There's no talent. It's just repeat. Stop. Sorry, it was a mini rant. I apologize.
No, that's fine. I liked the '88 remake though. That was pretty good. Yeah. I liked how they did the creature in that, and they pulled some surprises as far as which characters got killed too. They really showed no.
Oh, that was a good remake. I
showed
really
no mercy.
Yes.
Oh
no, they're not going to melt the kid to death. No, and they did.
All bets were off in that movie.
Yeah.
The other thing that was great about that film was if you were a D&D player, you saw it and you were like, oh, now I totally understand the gelatinous cube in D&D. Now it makes more sense,
Yep.
I got to get into D&D, I guess. I don't know.
There's a lot of lore in D&D.
Yeah.
Of which I am aware of none of it.
Yeah. I think you'd be surprised, really. I think you've probably, through osmosis, picked up a lot more than you realize. Especially because D&D has very little that is uniquely D&D. It is mostly drawing from mythology, folklore, Tolkien, some Cthulhu, stuff like that. And the elements that are, their own properties, you look at them and you go, okay, I understand where that comes from. Like I just mentioned, the gelatinous cube. Oh, that's the Blob, right? Oh, the Illithids, the Mind Flayers. Oh, those are, spawn of Cthulhu. Okay, I know what that is,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I understand, again, because I don't know D&D, that there are a number of D&D references that obviously go through Stranger Things. And obviously you have Lovecraft, and then you have all of the 80s references, and that's why that first season in particular, as far as I'm concerned, is perfect.
Yeah.
Because it got so much of the time period right.
It really
because
did.
I was the same age that the kids were at that time.
I will even say this about the so-called woke element, right? Bringing in having the one character turn out to be gay or whatever. If you grew up in the 80s, there was that one kid you knew in high school.
Yeah.
And it was like, you knew that person was gay, They weren't out about it, but you knew,
Right.
And it was just starting to become the kind of thing where, the idea of coming out of the closet was becoming a thing. It would probably be inauthentic to do, a story set in the 80s and not deal with at least one character, with that kind of a character development.
We talking about Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with him. I had a problem with, I think, the Robin character. I think the Robin character is more unrealistic. I thought his story was genuine. I thought, yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because I think that's more of a modern gay character, whereas he was, I think, a genuine 80s gay character. So I thought it worked better.
Well, for her, see, that's the other thing, too. And this would probably get me canceled, but the gay men that I knew growing up, or boys, I guess, at that age, were very different from the gay women. And I think that is still true because I think they're, and anyone who's gay will tell you there's a spectrum, right? There's a spectrum. Everyone wants to be on a spectrum, right? And I think that just if you go pure society, zero biology, 100% socialization, women are, I think, more open to experimentation, shall we say.
Interesting. Okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's the Scott Pilgrim. At this moment in the Scott Pilgrim movie, where he says, "Oh, he gets it" or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And then clicks on. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah, I actually hadn't even thought about that, but yeah, that's actually not a bad analogy. All right. Next week?
Yes, next week. Which will be and I do want to explain this because I do understand that it might be a little bit confusing to people who are maybe going back and watching this on the replay. Now, there are two ways in which in which the episodes are numbered. You could kind of do it the modern way, which would be that next week's episode would be the sixth episode of season 2, which it is.
Right.
But when you go back to when the show originally aired, it would be basically episode 13 after the pilot. And I number them that way in the thumbnails because that's the way it's numbered in the box set that we're going by, which is the gold box.
Right.
So if you're watching with the gold box, we're on disc number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because it's in every DVD version of the first 2 seasons, it's not differentiated between, say, episode 106 or 205 or anything. It's numbered, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So that's what we're going by. And that's why I say the one thing in the thumbnail and the other one in the description, so that people will get it straight. That, that tonight's episode was not episode 12 of season 2. It's episode 12 of the show in total, overall. Yeah. So if there's any confusion there,
just count to 12 and that's where we are.
The explanation. Yeah. And so yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I get it. Sort
of. H. Boomer, I have to disagree with you, Nate says. The good thing about Robin is that she's a character, a fully fleshed out person with personality who is a lesbian, and Will was obvious because of the actor. Yeah, they telegraphed Will pretty much from the beginning.
But I think that's what I didn't like about Robin was the fact that they were almost playing her up as a love interest for what's his name in the third season, and then of course they threw the brick at you. And I have nothing against the actress or even the character necessarily. I just felt in the 80s it wasn't as, you couldn't be as flippant. Maybe you could be as flippant if you were a girl. I just know if you were a guy.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I knew at least 2 girls in high school like Robin, where they were 100% straight until, some kind of drama with a boy, and then they just decided, you know what, gay now.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. But again, that's just my thing. But it is I'm looking forward to season.
Don't you disrespect my lived experience?
What?
That's my lived experience. Don't you disrespect that?
I won't. Anyway, I'm looking forward to season 5 should it ever materialize, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Feminine comfort, it's a thing. Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a parody version of Stranger Things out there too.
Oh, I know
what you're talking about.
See the bad lip reading clip. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, really? I'll have to check that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen bad lip reading in a long time, so I'll have to check it out.
Or movies by bunnies in 30 seconds.
Oh, I haven't checked them out in a long time either. Yeah.
Because that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Excuse me, I'm kind of typing really quickly here because
there
are a couple of other channels that I would like to shout out tonight. Now, earlier this evening, just as we were going on, our pal Have Cheetah Will View had an interview with an actress named Jamie Hill, who plays the mother in the movie Skinamarink. And she hasn't, so check out, go over to his channel, check out that interview, and please drop a sub over on his channel. It's got some pretty interesting stuff over there. And I've seen a couple of videos that he has coming up, and he's got a pretty interesting channel. He's got a fan base, and it's going to get bigger, much as mine has. And I would also like everyone to please go over to 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser and raid Toxic Tuesday. And tonight they're talking about Crocodile Dundee. So go and go over to Nick's channel.
This is a stream.
And tell them I sent you. All right. One episode tonight. Everyone take care. Thank you, Dee Dee Myers.
Yep.
And thank you to everybody who joined the show this evening. Old Lady Mist, Connie Cleary, Dee Dee Myers, Evelyn Hampton, JPRPH1, Lester San Jose the Skeptic Tank, Geek Flag with Nate Knows, Christian DeLorme's Vinyl Revival, Disney Sheepherder, Spicy Peach, thank you for joining us. Emotionally Unstable Amphibian, Big Al Presents, Darth Praxis, and Slobberjaw.
Yep.
All right. Enjoyed myself. Great. Please come back. We're coming back next week at the same time, same channel.
Keep in mind, if you want to get caught up, I've heard a couple people say, I've missed some episodes. I got to get caught up. Yeah, you are going to need your own copies or streams if you're going to, go back and get caught up. But, our commentaries are out there that you can, sync up and watch along with us.
Absolutely. All right. So once more around the horn, Troy.
No, thank you so much. I hope to see you all on Friday. And as the stream goes, I will see you more and more blurry.
Netter.
Well, y'all know what I always say. Please make sure that you are subbed to every member of the panel, as well as everyone in the chat. And if you think you're subbed, go back and double check that you're still subbed, because YouTube sucks.
Yeah.
And they like to take away subs.
They really do.
And, of course, my signature sign off. We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you're not just our friends. You're our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere, and you chose to be here with us, and that's so encouraging. Thank you all for being here. Take care of yourselves. Make sure to give somebody you love a hug, or just someone who needs it, a hug. And God bless. Bye now.
And of course, once again, I would like to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you to all of the new subscribers. We're on our way to 500. Feeling really good. We're getting ever closer. Please go back, watch the previous episodes. If you're new to my channel, I also have live streams. I have 2 shows, Unscripted and The Other Side of Midnight, that are weekly programs. I also do film and television reviews. So stay tuned. More content is on the way. And I'll let everybody go tonight with my signature sign-off. Good night. Take care. Stay strong, because this is how we win. Good.